Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Video Game Loser Show here on the Pop Culture Network. As always, it's...
Today, killing.
Unprepared. This is Unprepared and Talking Guy. Welcome to the show. Of course, as usual, we're going to talk about some of the video game news. We're going to go over some of the new releases, and then we're going to answer your pressing questions in the fan corner. But first we got to take care of a little piece of business.
Oh?
Oh, yes, indeed. Right here, we've been talking about John Proft and his pixel art. I'm going to have to move Boba Fett here. This is the pixel art type stuff that John Proft is working on. We talked about it on here. We talked about it on It Figures. Probably be showing this off again on It Figures for that crowd too. But he's starting a new business doing pixel artwork. And this is what it looks like. Obviously, this is from the movie poster for Tron. And you know that if you're of any sort of intelligence. So you can see how awesome that, in fact, this looks. And
no.
You're stupid.
No, look, this is one of those hands that you get at the sports games. Yeah! Go team number one!
But he has started a Facebook page for his business, if you can go check it out. He's got a whole bunch of stuff. Super Mario characters. He's got He-Man as Mega Man type artwork. He's got just all sorts of different type of pixelated art like this. So we're going to be pimping it out here from time to time. He's going to be sending some samples for us to show off. And so there you go. That's from John Proft, one of our favorite viewers, forum members, and member of the Pop Culture Network.
Super Smash Brothers.
He is a big fan of Super Smash Brothers. All right, let's talk about some news. Of course, as we all know, Killen is a fan of the PS Vita.
Oh, yeah.
It is his favorite console of the last 20 years. Konami confirmed that on June 12th, they will be launching the Metal Gear Solid HD collection on the Vita. And one of the great features about this is if you own the Metal Gear Solid collection on the PlayStation 3, and you own it here on the Vita, you will be able to sync your saves in between the console, the PS3, and the handheld with the Vita. So you can be right in the middle of playing at home. Oh, got to catch the bus, got to get to work, transfer your file, go, head out the door, and just keep playing, just like the commercials promised that you can see on TV for the Vita.
Well, the commercial showed him just grabbing his Vita and rolling out, and it was already playing.
Okay, well, that's called time compression. For the purpose of a commercial.
Nope, I don't appreciate it.
There were actually 2.5 minutes that passed between him setting down the controller and moving over to grab the Vita. They just cut it out.
Yeah, go transfer and then error.
He hit transfer and then went to the bathroom.
Transfer,
and
error.
Dropped a few logs
transfer,
and then came out.
complete.
Was ready to go.
Then load, error.
Although if you've got the cellular contract with your Vita, and you've got your 3G enabled version, well then it'd be able to just transfer and go.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Because it's like an always on internet connection. So.
Maybe.
So anyway, that looks pretty good. Although I was disappointed in the Metal Gear Solid collection that came out on the PS3 because it doesn't have the first game. It had 2 and 3 and Peace Walker or something like that. Like I wanted the first one in HD. They didn't do that, so I was a little upset. Alrighty. Next up. New patch for Street Fighter X Tekken, or Street Fighter Cross Tekken, or Street Fighter Meets Tekken, or however you're supposed to pronounce that. The new patch breaks the game. Apparently, if you were playing as, let's see here, who is it? Rolento, and you pull out your knife, and you happen to hit a fireball that comes from your opponent, whether it be from Ryu, or whether it be from Dalism, or, whoever shoots a fireball, you hit that fireball with your knife, the game freezes. Just locks up. Hangs. Does nothing. And you're forced to turn it off and start over. And it has been confirmed on both 360 and PS3. So this isn't just you can blame a console. This is actually the game is broken. And they're going to have to roll out another patch to take care of that.
Well, here we go. Just don't knife fireballs. How often does that occur anyways?
Knifing fireballs?
Yeah.
That's like every round. Every round. If you're playing as Rolento, you're knifing fireballs. Like that's his thing. Like, whenever you see Ryu and it says Shoryuken underneath or whatever, Rolento's just says knife and fireballs. It's what he does. Yeah. It's on his CV as a skill. Keeping with the Tekken theme, they've announced a new Tekken movie. Remember how great the first Tekken movie was?
There was a first Tekken movie?
It went straight to Netflix.
Oh.
A direct-to-Netflix movie. Well, now they're working on a new one. This is a prequel called Tekken Rise of the Tournament. And it's going to be directed by the same guy who did On Back Warrior. Whatever. And a movie called Chocolate. Which is apparently my son's nickname.
Oh.
So if you want to see the prequel to the awesome Tekken movie, then you're going to be able to get that here in the next year or so. And, I mean, let's not forget that video game-inspired movies are always fantastic. Mm-hmm. You talk about your Super Mario Brothers, you talk about your Rise of Chun-Li, you talk about your Mortal Kombat Armageddon.
Dragon Ball Z, kind of.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z, sure. So there you go. Like, great stuff.
Great
always.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Avatar
the Airbender.
Pac-Man.
They had a video game. They made that into a movie. Did they make a Pac-Man movie?
I think they're working on it.
It wouldn't surprise me. It's just about a fat guy who takes pills and thinks he sees ghosts. So,
love it.
Although that might actually be a good movie from the guy who brought you the movie.
Hey, where's the Diablo movie? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, it was called Sixth Sense. Zynga! Zynga, of course, had an IPO, the social gaming company. They made a whole bunch of money, and then Facebook went public. And as you know, Facebook stocks went, woo! And did absolutely nothing else. They closed, I think, like $1 higher than where they opened. And because Facebook didn't take off, it wasn't $112 at the end of the day like people were expecting, Zynga, which is tied in so closely with Facebook, saw their shares actually plummet. So if any of you bought shares in Zynga because you said, man, this Farmville thing, it cannot lose, well, then now you've lost. But if Facebook should happen to go up super high at some point, then you may see your shares of Zynga grow again. But with their shares falling like this and not having as much cash in the reserves, so to speak, I don't know what this means for the future of their Ville games. Does this mean we won't be able to get our hands on Crocodileville?
Hey, just so everybody knows, Facebook...
Wizard of Ozville?
You took way too long to offer your stock. You were like a year late.
Like, you remember when everyone was making the MySpace jokes like 3 years ago? That was the time to do it. Mm-hmm. Doing it now, not the time.
You're on the way out.
Yep. You're getting replaced by...
What's next?
Just straight up text messaging, I think.
Google Plus?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Google Plus. That's the place to be. I like Google Plus, but no, it's not.
Of course you do.
It's not a replacement for Facebook. All right, next up, Diablo 3 news. You a fan of Diablo 3?
Sure.
Have you played it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm playing it. It's fun.
Well, the auction house for Diablo 3 has been delayed. Originally, they were going to roll it out on the 22nd, which is tomorrow, as the time you're watching this. But now they're saying it's just not going to happen yet. So, as you know, Diablo 3 has been having a lot of server problems. So many people have been trying to get in on that game. Apparently, it's popular. I don't know. I heard that a couple of people
I haven't had any problems yet. I got kicked out once, but I no other problems than that.
Is that because you were, like, trolling somebody? Or
I just left my game paused for a little bit, and then came back and it kicked me out. But I don't know if that was because I paused it or because there was a problem.
Well, they've said that they hope to get them up and running in the next couple weeks, but because there's been so much demand and so much pressure on their servers, they want to make sure that they've got enough power behind it before they launch it, so they don't just launch it and then it crashes, and then it's offline for 2 or 3 days.
Now, keep in mind, the auction house is currently running if you're using gold, in-game gold. However, Blizzard is including using real-world money to buy items from other players, and that's the part that's being delayed.
Yeah.
So you still can use the auction house, you just can't buy stuff for real cash or sell your stuff for real cash, which everybody's probably hoping they're going to be doing. I don't think there's going to be too many buyers. Everybody's going to be selling.
Well, it'll be a buyer's market, I think.
Oh, for sure.
In a week or so when that launches.
Everybody's going to have stuff for like $1.
First couple days, it's going to be, $100 for the best package. And then, like, after the first week, it'll be like, 50 cents, please buy it. Mm-hmm. So, We'll see how that plays out. They did add a new Diablo 3 Android app, which you can run to check the status of the Diablo 3 servers. So if you're trying to log in and you're having a bunch of problems, you say, this sucks, I'm going to go do something else. Well, you can put the app on your phone and just keep an eye on it. And when things tend to clear out, you can go back and play, log in, no problem.
That's kind of sad that they expect they're going to have problems that they made an app for it. Like, we're going to suck, so here's an app to, you know. How about the guy who made the app go work on the server for a minute? That's what I'm thinking.
I don't know if this is actually... No, this is not made by the Diablo people. This is made by Illumus, however you pronounce that. He made other server checking apps, that's what I mean, for games like World of Warcraft. So there's no ads, it's not ad supported, it's completely free. You're not going to have to worry about your ringtone turning into a 30-second commercial or something, you know, while you've got this app on. It's just a free little thing, and it even makes a widget for your home screen. So you can get that little bing right on your front of your phone or your tablet or whatnot while you're waiting. So there you go. Wii U has a couple pieces of new news. First up, there's a new patent that has been discovered that shows a interface of sorts showing someone taking the Wii controller, pointing at their TV screen, and pulling content over to the new Wii U controller. So the Wii U tablet controller, that big honking thing that's going to cost you $200 by itself, is now going to be part of an interactive screen using the Wii controller in certain games and applications. So that'd be interesting to see how that plays out. Other piece of news surrounding the Wii U is that a new version of the tablet has appeared online. Someone took a picture of the tablet reportedly at, Traveler's Tales Games, the people who make the Harry Potter, Lego Harry Potter, Lego Star Wars, those type of games. I think it's Traveler's Tales. Someone working in there took a picture of this new controller that they're using to test the games with and tweeted it. And then as soon as everybody went like, oh crap, is that the new controller? They pulled the tweet and deleted it. But, you know, people of course...
That guy was fired.
Yeah, he's probably gone. But it does show some slight differences to the hardware out there. Basically... the circle pads that they had before for analog have actually been replaced by real analog sticks. You've got some buttons moved around, I guess, that make it a little more
looks like a giant
ergonomically
PSP.
friendly. Yeah, I don't know, but it's all... to me, it looks like just they took a Wii controller and they just kind of pulled it apart and stretched it and put a screen in the middle. I mean, that's pretty much what it is.
It looks like a PSP. A big old PSP. With an extra analog stick on the other side.
Whatever.
It's got the home button, exactly. You know, it's got the...
But now the home button has that little
buttons
luminescent
are in
ring
the cross
around
pattern, and the, you know, this control... Yeah, it's PSP. It's basically a PSP. Ripping Sony off. Completely.
So anyway. There you go. Next up, GameStop. Speaking of stuff being ripped off your website, GameStop apparently had a page up very quickly, very briefly, that talked about some AT&T data plans that you could get for your various tablets, your Vita, your whatever. And then as soon as people noticed, hey, GameStop is doing their own branded version of AT&T data plans, then it got yanked offline and disappeared. So as soon as someone saw that it was there. Apparently there was a logo for GameStop Mobile on the webpage, but all of that has been taken off the server. They talked about how it had pay-as-you-go $5 plans. You pay $5 for the access and then pay, you know, depending on how much you use, or other, like, you know, metered plans starting at $55 a month. So, I mean, it's kind of interesting. GameStop, has been taking in iPads, iPods, and things like that for a while. Now they've added Android devices. So if you've got, a Samsung Galaxy Tab or something like that, you want to trade it into GameStop and get $50 for it, you can go do that. They're going to remanufacture those, resell them, and some of those that are 3G enabled, it looks like you're going to be able to buy them and get a GameStop mobile data plan to go with it. Because who wouldn't want that? From GameStop. I wonder if, like, if you get
Can you trade in your games for credit towards
Well,
your
I'm wondering if
mobile
you can trade in your data plan, like at the end of the month. Like you're allowed 500 gigabytes. Well, what if you only use like, I don't know, 20? Can you trade in the rest for the price of like 3 gigabytes and get like 50 cents?
It's a scam for them to get your games because people are going to want their plan and they're only going to have some games. They're like, trade in your games, we'll give you an extra credit. And then you're going to be trading games for usage of data.
Although if you get one of these things, if you get like an Android tablet from GameStop with some sort of mobile plan, put Skype on it, and now you've got yourself basically a cell phone game system. So there you go. Why not? Finally,
don't like it.
Finally, Mark Hamill, after having announced that he was done doing the voice of the Joker, has said that he will be returning as the voice of the Joker in the new DC Universe Online expansion pack. He had recently tweeted that he was saying a fond farewell to the Joker character after having voiced the character in many video games and, of course, Batman the Animated Series. He became known as basically the voice of the Joker, was synonymous with the Joker voice acting. But now, after saying he was going to retire, it says that they were able to entice him back for the video game. And the game is a freemium, free-to-play game. You can download it, play it for free on your PlayStation 3 and your PC. I'm not sure about the 360. I think it's from Sony, so it's on PlayStation 3 and PC. But you download it, play it for free, and then you can pay, the 99 cents for the better colored cape or the more powerful magic wand or whatever.
Magic wand in DC? Wow.
Well, sure, if you got a magical character guy.
Zatanna?
Sure, why not? Or Zorana, her dad. I mean, come on, he was first. But you always think of the chick.
I do. I'm sorry.
That's how it works. All right, guys, well, that's going to do it for the news section here on the show. We're going to take a quick commercial break so we can stuff our face with some cheesy poofs. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the new game releases from Mr. Got a fancy new laptop here. So we'll be right back after this.
Hey, guys. Thank you for watching our videos on the Pop Culture Network. We do hope that you will help support us by visiting shoppcn.com, where you'll find all these amazing toys, comic books, DVDs, video games, random geek goodness, all brought to you at an incredibly great price. Every dollar you spend helps contribute to the Pop Culture Network.
Oh. Old man humor, it never gets old. Or does it?
Get off my lawn.
It's a classic. Anyways, we're back. We're here to talk about the latest video game releasing this, what's this, the third week of May?
Fourth week of May?
Third?
I don't know, but
third, fourth?
and we all hit our calendar apps here. What is this?
Oh, it is
the fourth week. It's the third full week, but the fourth week.
Right, same thing. Anyways, you're releasing week Monday the 21st and on. So here's what we got for you this week. Coming up on the PC, we got the Iron Front Liberation 1944 game. Now, this is a standard strategy game using the old, very old tactical overhead map view that we're used to on some of the older war games, and some of like Civil War game style. Well, this is just another one of those new games where you're taking the role of a Russian or a German infantry and instead of the American, and using teamwork to complete your objectives.
Well, that sounds like traitorism.
So, if you want maybe a different look on the game instead of using the American and British view, that's the game for you. And is releasing on the PC. Up next, for the 360 PC and PS3, we have Dirt Showdown.
Yay!
Dirt, of course.
No relation. Even though they use the same name, no relation.
Being the dirty off-road racing game that has come out a few times on the newer systems. This is pretty much an arcade spin-off of the Dirt series, featuring the demolition race events and the different events that were popular in the arcade series now on your system.
Which, by the way, my name has nothing to do with that video game series. That's just kind of a weird coincidence that they decided to spell it the same way.
Huh. And they actually did.
And I actually have a copy of the first game that I got on PC that somebody gave me, and I've never played it. So I'm just not that big into off-road racing. But, whatever.
Alright, whatever. Releasing on the 360 during at the arcade as a digital download, we have a game called Joyride Turbo. Now, I don't have any details about this game, but it looks like a crazy track racing game featuring off-the-wall tracks, you know, set in weird environments.
Kind of like Mod Nation Racers, but with like real-looking cars, but still those crazy-ass tracks.
Yeah, so, you know, if you're into racers, which I'm not, that might be the game for you.
Or it might not be the game for you. Who knows?
Okay, next up for the PC, we got the Hunger Games Adventures. And it is an adventure-based social game where the fans can explore the world of Panem and the setting for the Hunger Games trilogy movie.
Is that like on Facebook or something?
It just says PC. I'm not really sure where you're going to find it.
Because it says a social game, so I'd assume it would have to be...
And basically, this game sets you in the world of the Hunger Games series. Of course, the first movie is released, and it is a trilogy, so there will be 2 more movies. And for you people who read the books, reading, you may be familiar with this world, and maybe it'll help you out if you're such a super fan.
It is the official Facebook game.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. There you go.
There you go.
Up next for the 3DS, we do have finally Roller Coaster Tycoon 3D.
Woo!
Now, of course, the very popular game series is now available on the 3DS. I guess it would only make sense when you were doing your first-person roller coaster checkout after you built it.
You'd want to ride it in 3D.
Right.
Yeah.
So, essentially the same game, just now in 3D. I really don't see the benefit of that, but...
Well, see...
It's a fun game series anyway, so...
The benefit is that it's in more than 2 dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes into the 3rd dimension, which makes it then thusly, therefore, wins 3D.
Huh.
Therefore wins.
Whatever. And actually, one of the major games releasing this week, and it is pretty much an off week here, is the Men in Black Alien Crisis game, releasing on the 360, PS3, and the Wii, which is more or less a Gears of War style shooting game based on the new releasing movie.
That's a full retail release?
It's full retail. It's releasing, coinciding with the release of the movie, which I believe is happening this week. So, there you go. This Friday, Friday the movie comes out.
When's the last time you bought a movie connected game?
Lord of the Rings.
The first movie?
Second, maybe. Second or third.
You bought like the PlayStation 2
yeah,
adventure game?
Yeah. It was alright.
Yeah.
Not really, but it was alright. So, and another major release game coming out, which is probably going to be the best one of the week, is the Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Future Soldier. Now, this is releasing on the 360 PC, PS3, DS, and the PSP, so it's getting pretty much the whole round there, minus the Wii. And basically, it's the same squad-based shooter, and it's returning with advanced prototype weapons, and has a bunch of great single-player campaign and multiplayer modes.
Are you sure?
So if you've played this game series, you know what to expect, and this is the next round in that series. I played a couple of the games. They're pretty fun. So, I mean, they're not my favorite, but I do appreciate them. Up next, we're getting a cool little action RPG style game here called Dragon's Dogma, and it's releasing on the 360 and the PS3. And it's pretty much a new franchise, which they're hoping will define the action genre. Basically, you know, Wizards and Warriors style action game here, and I don't really have much else to say about it other than it looks pretty, but it doesn't really
grab you in any way.
It's not. I mean, it's Capcom's, you know, running the gun on this one, and they do very decent games. You know, was it Dante's Devil May Cry style game?
Dante's Inferno.
Yeah, whatever. Look, it looks like it could be fun real quick through, but I don't think this game is going to define the genre like they foretell. But we'll see. Oh, and also Men in Black is as a separate release for some reason. And Men in Black Alien Crisis will be on the 3DS for all you 3DS fans out there. Just a heads up, as a this just in.
Dun 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 dun.
And since we're on the subject of the 3DS, we do have to tell you that that Mario, what are you doing? Mario Tennis Open is now available on the 3DS for all you Mario Tennis fans, which I have no idea why you like that game. But
because it's tennis.
And
like, who doesn't play tennis?
The game is going to let you do a lot more multiplayer fun this time, though, and it's going to let you play locally or online as your Mii or as your favorite character from the Mario Brothers series. And finally, the last game I have for you on the PS3 is Sorcery. And this is a role-playing game. I'm losing my spot here. Oh my gosh. That will use the Move controller as a wand. And it's basically RPG role-playing action-based game. So now, for all you people out there who want to use your Move in a RPG, here you go. First one. It's a wand.
Because you want to.
Like a Harry Potter
Because there are
style.
people who want to?
And that is the game Sorcery. And there you have it. This third to fourth week, we have those games coming out for you. And like I said, not too much going out. You might want to get the Ghost Recon, or maybe you fancy the Men in Black. I don't know. I don't think the movie looks too terribly enticing. So I can't imagine the game is any better. I hate games. And that's it for me for this week. So I guess we'll go to commercial and then come back.
All right, Shatner.
Blue moon, purple dog. 2 enter cage, 1 leaves. I don't know where I'm going with that. But anyways, we'll be back right after this commercial.
Hey guys, Dirt here. Don't forget to check out the news desk every Saturday on the Pop Culture Network. We're going to be talking about this week's releases of toys. If you want to know all the toy news of everything that's going on, that's ever been worthwhile, that's ever worth a penny of your hard-earned money, you're going to check out the news desk, popculturenetwork.com. Every Saturday, make sure you check it out.
So, yo.
Alright, welcome back to the show. No idea what that was. I don't know what just happened. But a few things to talk about as we round out the episode for today. Last week we had a bit of a discussion about Mortal Kombat versus Street Fighter 2. Mm-hmm. Which one really pushed the game envelope.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, well, it was basically a ratio of about 5 to 1 of people saying that it was Street Fighter 2, not Mortal Kombat. That really set the two-player gaming player versus player gaming one-on-one fighting games into vogue. So it's Street Fighter 2, baby, not Mortal Kombat.
So how many times did you post?
I didn't post a vote on that or anything like that. That's just what everyone on our board on YouTube. People on Facebook.
Sorry, that's not true.
They're all
that
saying
is not true.
that you are wrong, per usual.
No.
And that in fact...
Look, let me tell you this, that it did have a huge impact, but it was completely foreshadowed. Like, it could have had...
Foreshadowed? You mean overshadowed?
If Mortal Kombat could have waited another year to release, I would have gave it all to Street Fighter 2. But because it released...
No, because Mortal Kombat 1 wasn't that good.
It blew up, yeah.
It was like Pit Fighter, but you could rip out someone's spine, but the gameplay wasn't that great. It wasn't until Mortal Kombat 2 that the franchise really exploded.
That's not what I'm saying. That
it was Street Fighter 2 was the one that everybody was playing. Mortal Kombat was like that game onto the side.
Kombat 1 was
where you were like, oh, you're so cool because you got digitized people, but we're playing a real fighting game.
It was shocking. People were like, whoa.
Well, so was Night Trap, but that didn't revolutionize the game industry.
You could make an argument that Night Trap did bring out future games like Grand Theft Auto through its sexuality and violence.
There was no sexuality in Night Trap.
There was girls in lingerie.
They weren't in lingerie.
They were in 90s.
There was like a chick in a nightgown.
Whoa.
There was less skin in Night Trap than there was in your average episode of Mr. Belvedere.
I'm telling you.
And
revolution.
Actually, you want to talk about a franchise that needs to make a comeback, Mr. Belvedere. I mean, that's what you know. We need to start a new show on the Pop Culture Network, just talking about retro sitcoms.
Why do you always like old 70s garbage?
I just like shows about old men. Is that so wrong?
Grumpy Old Men? Loved it.
Loved it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, there you go.
I'm waiting for the new Grumpiest Old Men.
Huh.
But I think Walter Matthau is the only one still alive. So just be Grumpy Old Man. It could just be him like shooting at people with a BB gun on his front lawn. And I'd watch that for 2.5 hours.
Hey, of course you would.
It's like he should move in next door to Clint Eastwood. There's a show. All right. Deadman 2099 says, "Do you have no love for Max Payne 3? All you keep talking about," he says, Max Payne 3 is looking pretty incredible. Diablo I've never played, but the controls sound like crap like Transformers to me.
On the controls of Diablo's controls are the most simplest, left and right. You can play like this. Drinking some brew.
Oh, is that what you were doing there? I wasn't sure.
Well, I wasn't doing that. I was doing this. Like elephant trunk, you know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what she said. Well, maybe that's what he's saying. Maybe it's too simple. All you're doing is click, 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 click.
Yeah,
you're not doing anything.
It's a beat 'em up masher. I mean, it's really, that's the genre. What do you want? Max Payne 3 I actually totally forgot about, and when I was making the list I didn't even see it until after the show aired, and I was like, oh, damn, Max Payne 3.
Although, to be honest, I'm not all that enthused about a new Max Payne game.
Yeah, I'm not either. I do like the game, though.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's one of those things where it's like the first game came out, and I played it
Good story.
5 times in a row. You know what I mean? It was like I played it, and I would pull up certain levels and just do shootouts, and it was great. And then I got Max Payne 2, and I played it, and I was like, oh, that was pretty good. And I kind of, played around with it a little more, did 1 or 2 levels the second time, and then never went back to it. And then Max Payne 3, they're like, hey, we're making a new Max Payne. It's just kind of like, yeah, I feel like I've been there, done that, It's going to have better graphics.
Good.
I got other games to play, So it's one of those things that I'm sure when I walk into Toys R Us or GameStop in like a year and it's $9.98, I'll buy a copy. But I'm just not...
It's not all my to-do.
Yeah, I still have a copy of Heavy Rain in the shrink wrap that I've never even opened and put in.
I still got God of War 3 still.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not really worried about
I'm kind of behind
Max Payne 3 right now. But I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll see if there's any big news that comes out about it. But I think right now Diablo 3 is what we're gonna be spending some time on. So there you go with that, because they don't do that anymore. Couple people on YouTube actually pointed out the fact that you said that Sonic 4 Episode 2 was coming to the Wii, and they heard that, in fact, the Wii is not getting Sonic 4 Episode 2.
Hey, that's what it said.
As it turns out, once again, Killen was wrong.
Hey, I read it off a list, off the internet. I didn't,
do any real research or anything?
No, I
didn't. As it turns out, Sega did, in fact, confirm Sonic 4 Episode 2 not coming to the Wii. They posted it in their forums, so maybe that's why you missed it. You didn't go to the Sega forums and look for the official posts. But they said the Sonic 4 saga, it came to the Wii originally with Episode 1 because they wanted to try to get it out to the widest audience possible to get them interested in it. But they said, for reasons that most people have probably guessed, Episode 2 is not coming to the Wii. Now, what are those reasons? They didn't actually say. They said for reasons most people have probably guessed, which means there are a couple big factors. One is that the WiiWare has a limit of 40 megs, and they probably had a hard time crunching the first one down to fit that. But the second one, they probably just said, screw it, we want to have lots of great-looking effects and stuff like that, so there's no need for us to, disable the game just to try to get it under 40 megs on WiiWare. And two, probably nobody bought it on WiiWare. Most people who got it probably picked it up on their PS3 and 360. In fact, I know that when we played it in my house, we in fact did play it on the 360. Or, not, I mean, the PS3. Whatever. On some other system, not the Wii.
Whatever.
I mean, the Wii is not the system we go to for our downloadable games. It's usually the PS3 first, 360 second, and then if it's not available on PC, we get it on the Wii. But the Wii is kind of like the avenue of last resort.
It is the dirty, step-headed child of the gaming family. You know what? My Wii is never used. Ever.
Ever?
Ever.
Well, see, we have Animal Crossing and 2 small children, so it still gets played.
We don't. It's
But
like
that's-
it's always like, oh yeah, we have a Wii. You know, I have games I wanted to play. I just haven't played them yet.
You know, and some of the games on the Wii, like Conduit 2, those are actually really fun shooters developed for the system. They look nice, they play nice, you know, fun storylines, being specific to that. And of course, you know, the Nintendo franchises, the Metroids, the Marios, you know, those always turn out so great on there. But for the most part, you look at, if there's games coming out, and it's like the games coming out on the PlayStation 3, the 360, and the Wii.
You know, the Wii's going to be the weakest of the bunch.
Yeah, that's the one no one's buying unless they only have a Wii. Like, why would you buy that version unless you know, couldn't get the other ones? Because adding the, you know, joystick control, the Wiimote control just isn't really worth it. I mean, that's like saying, ooh, I'm going to buy this game on 360 instead of PS3 because it has Kinect controls.
It's going to dumb down the graphics.
Kinect is just as stupid as the Wiimote in most cases, you know.
Does anybody even use the Move and stuff like that?
Move on PlayStation 3, it's one of those things where Sony says, if you want to develop for it, and there are lots of games that have the capability, but they also have the controller capability.
That's just too much work.
Kinect games are just like, hey, it's Kinect, and you have to use the Kinect and play like this. Woo!
That's why I like Diablo 3, because I can just go click, 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 click. I can actually, like, and, you know, write stuff or do whatever I do with this hand when I'm playing my games. You know what I'm talking about. So that's what I like. A move where I have to be like, I don't want that. That's why I don't like the Wii. It's too much work. I'm lazy.
All right, well, let's talk about Diablo 3 for a little bit. We're going to take a few minutes to talk about this game.
Do it.
Okay. Obviously, you're a fan.
Yeah.
You played it. What are your impressions? Like, how does it compare to Diablo 2,
Here.
Diablo 1?
So I did not read anything about it online and didn't like watch any trailers or anything for it other than the ones that came out years ago. So I wanted to take this game fresh and have a clear head of experience it for the first time and make my own opinion on it. So as I'm installing the game, first you have to go get your Battle.net account in order, and I was like, oh man. And then I realized my World of Warcraft account was still alive, and my character was saved still, and I was like, oh man, maybe I should try that. But I'm like, no, that's a terrible idea.
Don't get back into WoW.
So I installed the game, and it comes up, and I'm thinking, oh man, is this going to be a multiplayer game where I have to play with other people, and I'm not going to be able to enjoy the game by myself? It's like, damn it. And then it logs in just like you're playing WoW, and as I'm playing it, I'm like, oh, this is
So
great. I can play it by myself.
You don't have to play with anybody?
No, you can. And there's special content for multiplayers that is different from the single player game, or you can do the single player game, either however you want to do it. But it's great because the game is essentially exactly like Part 2 and how it looks and feels, and you're feeling like this is really the third Diablo. The game itself has been much improved. It took everything that's great about Diablo 2 and everything that was great about World of Warcraft and kind of like combined them. You know, the crafting, the auction houses, if you played World of Warcraft, you'll be familiar with the interface and how this game works. So they took those two games and they kind of combined it in one, and it feels like you're playing a Diablo game. The environments are great because they kind of go
highly
with
detailed. Too.
Yeah, they're extremely detailed, and when you're walking around, you know, stuff falls and you break things, and it's a destructible environment, and it randomly generates everything, and it's great. So far, I love it. I'm super happy. I've only played up to the first major boss, the Skeleton King, because I'm so busy. But so far, I've loved every single thing about it.
Have you played any multiplayer yet? Like, is it just kind of
No,
like
not yet.
someone jumps in on your level, plays for a while, and then they can jump out?
Yeah, and then I guess if there's a higher level character that joins your party, it'll adjust the content to match your leveling. So
that's kind of a neat idea.
yeah, it's good, but
Well, because you gave me the pass, the guest pass, so I'm going to install that tonight after I get done with the drafts of all the comic listings for this week. I'll be installing that, using the guest pass, setting up my Battle.net account, because I think my old one's probably inactive, but Although it might still be working since yours still was from years ago.
Yeah.
We'll see if mine's still up there, but we'll put it on and maybe sometime in the next couple days we can try out some multiplayer. We can talk about that a little bit next week.
Yeah, I'm very happy with the game so far. Really happy. I could see playing this game for a long time, and then I really am impressed with Blizzard's play to take away selling, because if you remember, Diablo 2 hit the market and everybody was selling things on eBay. So I'm really happy that Blizzard said, hey eBay, you're not getting our items now. We're going to have an in-house auction where you can actually sell your stuff for money and we'll take a cut. Not as severe as what eBay would take, and since it's integrated into the game, you won't have any problems for us. Very happy about that. However, here's the problem. Now there's going to be all kinds of jobs created from people playing Diablo 3 all day long and just making money selling their in-game items. Which is cool because I like that idea. I want to make some money doing it, but then I realize I'm going to be like all serious about it, and then some 12-year-old kid who's playing, as
he's played for 2 days and found some sort of
he's going to be selling stuff, and I'm going to have to compete against that dude. So,
I don't know. My only thing when I think about it is how many people, like once the real money auctions come in, how many people are not going to do in-game money anymore? And it's all going to be real money. And so then suddenly no one is going to be able to buy anything unless they're spending real money as opposed to the in-game currency in the auction house. Suddenly that's just going to become another...
it could go either way, honestly.
Pay to play. I don't know. I just think it's one of those things where like it's a neat idea, but as soon as it becomes live that it's real money involved, no one's going to be doing it for in-game currency. Like that's just going to be dead, gone.
Well, you're going to need money for doing things in the game, so people will sell off stuff that's not pulling in a great amount of money on for real money and put it for game money. So, like, let's say that a certain item drops and everybody's got it, and everybody's selling it, and the prices go like $1. Well, that's not worth some people's time, but it could be worth X amount of gold, and that gold is worth their time. So, I don't know. I think it could be balanced that way.
I guess we will just have to wait and
see. If anything major falls and somebody has it, that's super amazing. No way they're selling it for gold.
Yeah. That's right. They're going to check into cash.
That's right.
So, how many people do you think are going to take their car to title loan place to get money to buy their Diablo 3 items?
Oh my god, probably a lot.
Like everybody watching Spring.
I haven't checked the sales on this game, but I'm pretty sure
it's probably a good selling game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's got to be breaking some records.
Yeah. It's got to be doing pretty good.
So, all you people that were playing World of Warcraft, maybe you shifted over now?
Now, you activated that on Steam, too?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, because Steam has the ability to, like, import a game into the Steam system, so you can see when other people are playing it and send messages and stuff. I thought you said you were doing that.
No. Diablo has its own,
well, I know they have their own thing, but Steam also has a thing where they can...
They have their own client.
They can take a game that they pull in and do that with.
Yeah, but that's not happening.
All right.
But though it did save my World of Warcraft... software and my expansion that I bought, which I was like, oh, I still have that. Cool, I didn't know. Because there's been many times throughout the years I was like, maybe I'll just buy World of Warcraft and play for a little bit and see if I like it still. But now I can...
So can you log into Battle.net and re-download all that? Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
That's why I was surprised. I was like, oh, great, I don't have to go buy that stuff again.
But you still have to pay the $14.99.
And my character's still on there if I care to play my old character? Yeah.
Would you be willing to pay like the $15 just to play for like a weekend?
No. No. They would have to offer me some free time, and I would have to pay very little to continue playing it to want to play it.
Mm.
I can't play it. $15 a month? No way.
Yeah.
I don't care about it that much. However, if you gave me $15 for 3 months, maybe. I'd pay about $5 a month to play it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for this week. Really, not much else to talk about, so don't forget to stop by the Pop Culture Network forums. You can drop a question in the Fan Corner thread. You can also comment on past episodes, catch up on them, hang out with other cool people in other threads talking about stuff like comic books and toys and all kinds of neat stuff like that. You can also leave us a voicemail message by calling area code 217-953-4025. You can always send us emails to killin@popculturenetwork.com or dirt@popculturenetwork.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace,
Really?
AOL homepages.
Hey, look,
Tripod.
I logged into my
Angel Fire.
I logged into my MySpace account the other day just for fun.
You have like 9,000 messages.
Yeah, I had a bunch of messages. I'm like, people are still using this thing. No way, but they are. Yeah, go onto the forums and tell us what you think about Diablo 3. If you're playing it, what do you like? What do you hate about it? So far, I'm completely happy about everything in the game.
Sounds good.
So let us know.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.